Constituting a quorum, I'd like to call to order the uh, monthly meeting of the Recreation and Parks Board of the City of Lavaca. First item that we have on our agenda is general discussion and hear statements from citizens. Hear any kind of general discussion? The only thing that I have is, as usual, go ahead and put on your calendar that our next meeting will be August 21st. Wednesday here at noon. Just so happens the 21st, I guess, is about the latest day of the month we can have a meeting.
No.
Can be the 22nd.
No, I was thinking. Maybe that. No, the 28th.
28th,
That would be.
a third Thursday, a third Wednesday.
Anyway, that's an agenda item to discuss.
Yeah, you might want to wait to set the date until after we hit agenda item number 9.
No, it won't matter for next meeting.
Okay. With that said, we'll move on to item 2, which is approved minutes from the regular meeting held June 19th, 2024.
Make a motion to approve.
We have a motion to approve. We have a second. All in favor?
Aye. My name was spelled wrong. So you. Oh, I think I didn't wear it out. Not Dean.
The third item on our agenda today is receive Parks and Recreation's operations and maintenance report from Director of Public Works.
Aside from daily operations, I have nothing to add of substance to that because we haven't worked on any special projects or anything. They've just been groundskeeping as usual.
I'm going to assume that your mowing schedule is more than normal because of the rains we've had.
Yeah. Much more than normal.
All righty. Item 4 on the agenda is to receive the monthly inspections report in the Public Works Department
And you should have in your
packets.
packet all the playground reports. And they should be more accurate and more frequent now that I've assigned somebody else to do them.
Okay.
Roger's pretty thorough in what he did inspections, so.
Item 5, receive update on park assignments from park board members. I think last time we started on the side with Bill, so this will start with you, Greg.
I had the Starling Park, everything looks good there. I think a couple of last week or so, there was a line of lights that was down. It's been cleaned up. Everything looks good out.
Yeah, that, I just drove by it just from the street. It looks good.
From the front and then around the back.
Right.
Make sure it's clean. It's
Yes.
a little park.
Mary Lou?
I went by George Adams and it looked mowed and neat and clean. Really neat.
Okay, and I just drove down to Bayfront, in the park. I agree with what Mary Lou said about George Adams, is the park looks pretty neat and clean. The grass is nice and green, which means it's really growing, so I know it'll be needing probably a mowing before the weekend. But that's about all I saw. Okay. Tina?
Hi. Butterfly Park, that work
workout equipment is still very rusty and some of the grading that's rusted has really sharp edges when the kids try to climb on it. Right.
Basically, if we decided we're gonna get rid of that, right?
Yes, it just hasn't been done.
Size equipment, it's just a matter of me freeing up man hours to get.
Right, and I noticed you guys were over there mowing yesterday, because the grass was pretty thick from all the rain, but I know that, that's just a problem everybody's having. The mosquitoes were wicked though. We rode our bikes over there. Then, Lighthouse Beach, I noticed in your report, in Rogelio's report, that he did note that the rubber matting under the playground, behind the splash pad has 3 holes. I took photos of them if anybody wants to see. I don't know if there's a way to repair that.
There is, and I've got 2 of the guys gonna go to the training on how to do it.
Okay,
And then once they've been through the training, I'll buy the equipment to, Yes.
and then, yeah.
so in your playground reports, the it's noted in here,
Right,
Butterfly Park, that there's rust buildup on the surfaces that
right.
be addressed, and then the rubber surface is cracking. Same with Lighthouse Beach. So
Right. No, I was just agreeing that those are issues and the sign's still ugly in Butterfly Park, He's gonna get tired of me whining about it eventually. And give me a bucket of paint and tell me to go fix it myself.
no, that's one that I have to order the new sign, and I'm gonna be completely honest, I was waiting for the gateway stuff to be completed so that
And actually,
Try and make them-
several signs on the list that we've got to do.
The
Several, and Bayfront Park, I've got to do as well.
Lighthouse Beach, and the bucket things on the splash pad, the one with the 3 buckets doesn't dump and the kids are all complaining about it. And I was told by my granddaughter, I must tell you so that you must fix it. It's like, okay,
I'm awaiting information back from Craftsman for that they don't even make those anymore because of that problem.
Perfect.
So we're trying to figure out what we can do, if we need to put in a different feature there, or if we can just find replacement parts. Hopefully they'll exist somewhere.
and the ramp part, I know y'all know that, it's like for me to tell you stuff that I'm sure you already know. The pieces of the board are
Yeah, we've got the courtesy dock closed off.
right, because unless they're walking out to the water, they're not gonna get a boat through there, that's for sure. And the beach is getting smaller. That's all I have. Thank you.
Kevin Claret,
That's good to go. Looks good. Clean.
Bill,
Wilson Park stand looks really good. I think they have a softball tournament here there this weekend. Just like you were saying earlier, Wayne, I know the Bowman's backed up. I don't know if they're gonna knock it down. We're actually looking this weekend.
Yeah.
Other than that, Wilson Park is great.
Because of the tournaments at Wilson and the ongoing concert series at Bayfront, those are their 2 priority parks right now. So tomorrow and Friday will be spent at Wilson and Bayfront.
I understand that the concert series are relatively well attended, so that's a good thing. We've had to cancel 1 or 2 of them because of weather situations or the grounds were too wet to park cars, so. All righty. Thank y'all for those reports. Next item on the agenda is.
Wait. Mac, let me add one thing because I think there's no place else to add it. One thing I wanted to let you guys know about as far as Lighthouse Beach, and we'll have a formal presentation in August. But, if you haven't heard, we're working on having a bird festival
Yes,
this coming spring time of 2025. And one little project that they're looking at doing here within the next couple months is building a bird viewing blind at Lighthouse Beach. As you come in, right across from where the pavilion is at, there's a couple little palm trees there. I know Jennifer, he's talked to Jennifer about this. It's a small little area to where person can stand behind and watch birds that'll come in an area where they'll have some food and water specifically to attract birds, and you're back there so you can view them and take photographs of them. It's like a little blind area. Anyway, I just want to give you a heads up about what that, because they're gonna want to do that in time for some of the migratory birds coming, I guess, in early September. So they're looking at trying to do that in the latter part of August. And so we were initially trying to do something for today's meeting with the hurricane and everything that we, so I talked to him yesterday and said now and then we'll work with him and get a little bit more detail, exactly what's the pictures, whatever we're looking at, bring that to y'all at the next meeting.
for those of you who aren't aware, there is, as Jody mentioned, birding fit. So we'll coming in, like you say, in spring of 2025. That has the potential of drawing a lot of participants from fairly far away. And so that could definitely improve some of our tourism figures in general. So it's a good thing. We're definitely hoping that it'll be successful. All righty, thank you, Jody. Item 6 on the agenda is receive financial status report from Parks and Recreation Department. Anything to point out there?
Nothing of substance. I've just started reviewing these numbers this morning to see where we stand for the end of year. I don't have any outstanding POs or any, and none that are to come barring any emergencies, so we should finish out the year in good standing.
Yeah, it's amazing how quickly our fiscal year is starting to close in on us. So one thing about some of our budget stuff, I don't know if it applies across the board, unlike some industries typically have use it or lose it kind of budgets, but I know that we have some flexibility to roll our budgets some, so.
Well, with some of the parks budgets, they're evergreen, meaning whatever's there remains there until spent. It's not a use it or lose it, it doesn't go away.
And I was just noticed that in the packet, we've only got the
Yeah, it's only beach operating.
Beach, we include parks.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for with my post. Anyhow. From Just my cursory look over this morning, we're in good standing and I don't anticipate any large expenditures. Just normal day-to-day operation stuff.
Thinking about that. All righty. Next item on the agenda is item 7, discuss potential projects for the 2024-2025 capital improvement plan.
I'm grabbing my notebook.
Yeah, I know, that's it. I mean, we're just beginning, or working on the budget. Wayne and I did meet last week and kind of was going over that. Some of the projects that we're penciling in. We want to kind of go with y'all, see if there's anything else. I can probably go get mine. But I know we were talking about one project, Wilson Park.
Basketball courts.
Well, I don't think we're gonna put that next year, but at Wilson Park, we were looking at the try to budget the driveway of a future parking lot that would provide a second entrance and exit into the park. And, you know, so all that area on the north side of the entrance drive, you know, we constructed that like first phase park here, right, last year. All the rest of that in future plan is to be parking, right? We don't have enough money to go do that whole thing right now, but what's critical is having another entrance exit in the park. So what we were thinking to go ahead and budget funds to create the driveway portion of that future parking lot. That would then take it from our entrance drive kind of near where, you know, the pad for the dumpster was constructed. That area and then come around and it would exit onto Cedar. And then future, all that grass area in between there would be parking. But for right now, it's just still be grass. So we're looking at doing that. I did finally, actually just a couple of days ago, got an actual budget figure for a covered basketball court that we've been talking about for Wilson Park. And it's $800,000. $800,000. So I mean, we've got a number now. We'll see where it fits. I'm not optimistic if it's but we're gonna put it on the schedule. Maybe turn the year after next. We've got a number now.
Is that for steel?
Yes, that'd be galvanized. I mean, and it's covered, you know, it's similar to what they've got in Victoria.
I would assume it would have been steel. Though.
Yes, yeah.
And I can't even imagine a price tag out of wood.
Wood's cheaper.
I'm open to wood, but I don't have a number for that. I got 800,000 would be for a pre-engineered metal structure, yeah. With and the sides, the walls would come down, you know, part way on the sides. Very similar to what they got in Victoria.
I had no alternatives to that question. I was genuinely curious. I had no ulterior motive.
Yeah, I haven't seen any in wood to even come up with a price, but for in timber. Let's see, what else we're looking at for next year? Perks. Well, I think we're still rolling over some like 50,000 for improvements at Lighthouse Beach because, okay, one of the things we needed to talk about was we had budgeted money this year to put in lighted lights and bollards at the entrance of Bayfront Park on the right-hand side and then some on the left-hand side for the parking too. The bollards aren't that big of an expense. We just need to make sure everybody's on board with what we're doing. But then we want to add some lights to that sidewalk on that side, on the right side as you're coming in. But we're still working with the company that did our solar lights last time. Because we're trying to figure out, you know, we've had a few problems with it, with those lights, where we want those lights, or we're still looking for type solar light. So that's kind of been a hold up with that, it's just figuring out exactly what we want. But that money's, it'll roll over for next year if we don't get it done this year. I think, Wilson Park, we were just looking at some improvements to the basketball court there in terms of, you know, surfacing or painting.
George Adams, yeah.
George Adams, I'm sorry, yeah.
So there is one at
Painting, basketball court and some new hoops.
Yeah. And put in new goals, and then I'm going to reach out to some concrete finishing companies and see about resurfacing it. And then we'll repaint it.
And we still, you know, have on in the 5-year plan, improvements to the entrance to Bayfront Park. Widening it to where we have a dedicated exit to the right as you're leaving the park. And, you know, holes so where we can put a banner across it and that sort of thing. So we've got that on the books for, I think actually that might be in the year after next, but that'll stay in the 5-year plan. We have plans to put in, as you know, we're gonna start charging again for Lighthouse Beach. So Wayne's been working to get the equipment so that we can do that and have what do you call it, the
Automatic gates.
automatic gate going into the park where you would pay, you know, with code number or credit card, or, you know.
I do have,
You know,
I do have an update on that.
okay, good.
I am now on Brad's schedule. Although I have not been given what date that will be, but I am now on the schedule for the guy to come do a site survey to give us updated cost of what it's gonna take to put it in. So,
Again, looking, you know, again, just talking longer range within the 5-year plan. You know, we do have a KEPRA grant with GLO where, because you're mentioning, you know, we're losing some of our beach. GLO is doing a study, to determine what do we need to do so that we can, slow down the erosion at the beach. That, you know, if we go and we restore that beach, so we don't lose it again, you know, and look at the erosion that's happening along the wetlands. That's from south of the beach itself, all that area, and the boat ramp area. Because as you know, anytime we dredge that out, 6 months later, you know, it looks like it's dredged again. So we received a grant, and it's just engineering dollars to study this and come up with a proposed project that would solve this. Then once we have that, then the next step is gonna be applying for grants to get for construction dollars. So in that, there will be matching funds that we'll need to budget for. But my hope is that would be a project that would happen within the next 5 years. To at least take care of the beach and the boat ramp, if not also the wetlands to the south. And I think we've got a relatively good chance that we could get grant funds for that project, whether that be through the GMO or Parks and Wildlife. But any program that we get is gonna come with probably at least 25% matching funds required, if not more. So we'll just keep that in mind. What am I missing?
once that's all done, we can look at dredging operations to restore our beach and take the bay back to its natural depth and not 1.5 feet. for 500 feet. It's many years of just buying sand and restoring the beach and not
Build it all in.
just,
Yeah, I mean, I think as a general statement, as far as other capital improvements would be, you know, focusing on shade structures. I mean, we do have penciled in a shade structure at the bayfront splash pad
and then one at Butterfly Park,
and Butterfly Park, yeah.
along with lighting at Butterfly Park.
Yeah. So I think, I mean, I'm thinking the next big you know, recreation project would be that basketball court. Also, we're looking at, you know, at pickleball. Now, that's not gonna be that expensive, but we're probably looking, I don't know, $50,000 to $100,000, depending on exactly what will be bigger. And that would be at Wilson Park as well.
And all of this is keeping in mind that, you know, when Jody and I came in, we hit all these projects hard and heavy, and we're at that point now where we have to sit back and actually figure out where the funding is coming from, because it's not just there. So the list of projects we do will grow shorter, but the quality of them will not.
And as you know, that we did recently, we've got everything set up and it's been approved by council. That we will begin a program, an initiative to where the community has an avenue to donate funds specifically for parks. We haven't advertised that yet or got things going. Again, that goes back to signage and just a publicity campaign. I'm right now, I'm trying to reach out to a couple Mass CHS students that ended up going into careers with marketing, to maybe they might want to help us create some kind of a logo or slogan, you know, for the parks. You know, we were just kind of off the cuff saying, you know, we love parks, something like that, with a little logo or something. We're working on that to come up with a campaign, and then, you know, the QR code would be on sign so people can donate as they, you know, might want to. And then, of course, when we get the entrance gate at Lighthouse Beach, then we will start charging again for that. So that'll be another source of revenue. And again, we're trying to look carefully at Lighthouse Beach to where, you know, it is its own entity and, you know, sustains itself with the revenue that's brought in. But again, if you guys have other things that, you know, people have reached out to you, that, I mean, I know we all know about the basketball court. That's kind of been what's been talking about for years, for the skate park and that skate park, basketball court, pickleball. If there's other things you hear, you know, and the slide at the pool, you know, we took care of that. So sometimes you guys hear things and we don't. We want to make sure, particularly any bigger projects, that we want to keep on our radar and start looking at it in the long range plan. Yeah, I guess that's all I really got for that one. If you guys got any questions, suggestions.
I think everybody that's been on the board for any time at all knows that my pet project is to ultimately have an amphitheater, and
Yes, and I was gonna talk about that, but that goes in line with the next agenda item, so.
well, I know that's gonna be down the road because we have other projects that would go ahead of that in any case. And it just so happens that several weeks ago, well, it was around the time of the eclipse, I happened to be in Buda, and they have a really nice amphitheater there. And Jody's been there, she's seen it. It's
really, I'm not, yeah, that's
about the right, it's about the right size and everything for our needs, but it's probably, I think they spent about a total of about, well, they spent in that entire area. They spent right at $2 million, but I don't know that the structure itself was probably not much more expensive than a covered basketball court, so.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, you're
it-
probably looking at 1.5 million
That's
just.
what I would say.
That's what I would guess, and it's, it's, the structure is smaller, but it's taller for an.
And realistically, that is an ideal project for Parks and Wildlife grant application.
Right,
But we currently are ineligible to apply
right,
until we have a master plan, and that's what we're working towards, yeah.
okay. All righty, that's my pet project. But anyway, anything else on the capital improvement for now? All right, thank you. Item 8 on the agenda is review selection committee's recommendation for the selection of the consultant to prepare the parks master plan.
Yeah, I just wanted to review this with the Parks Board. I mean, and originally, this was already gonna go to council. But because of the hurricane and some, anyway, long story short, it got left off of the council special meeting that we had after the hurricane. And so I thought, at least put it as an agenda item, kind of bring y'all up to date on where we're at. The selection committee was, Wayne and Bill, right? And
Our stuff, I missed it.
Rita and Greg.
yeah, okay, and so.
Mac.
And everybody scored we received 3 proposals. Each one on the selection committee reviewed those proposals and scored them. And the recommendation that came out of those scores was to select LJA architects for that, for the master plan. So the action, and they are the same consultants that did our downtown waterfront master plan and that we're working with on our gateway signs. So just so you know, what's gonna happen is then council, at our August 12th meeting, we'll make that recommendation. Hopefully they agree that we will select them, and then we'll negotiate a contract. And then take that back to council to actually approve the contract at most likely the September meeting, and then they'll get going. So realistically, I mean, I don't know when, it's been a number of years since I was involved in a Parks and Wildlife grant, but I know they used to be doing it in February, but I don't know when they ever do anymore. But bottom line, in my mind, of course, the objective of the master plan is identify these projects that need to be done. We all intuitively know one of those projects is the amphitheater, and what we've already identified down at the waterfront master plan. But that's to come up with those projects, so then we can use that plan then to go approach our Parks and Wildlife with a grant application to get some of that stuff funding. And again, a lot of that comes with I'm pretty sure it's 25%. They grant would pay 75%. So that's kind of where we're at with that.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll have somebody on board, in September. Further, we'll be having community meetings, engaging the community to get their input. And so I'm just guessing right now, we might have a report, next spring.
A 25% match, you mean we pay 25%? Okay, I like that better than the alternative,
Yeah, if it's $1 million grant, say, we would pay 25,
25,000.
250,000.
250, yeah.
Okay.
I was an English teacher, not Matt.
We can tell.
Hey, now.
And in looking at all the people that made submissions from the time they actually get started on the contract to the time that it those contracts wrap up, we're looking at roughly a 12-month time frame.
Yeah, I mean, by
So if we get started in September or October, it's going to be about a year from now from then that we would have our final product. Is there's a lot of stuff that happens in between. Okay, anything else on that? Item 9. Discuss amending Parks and Recreation Board ordinance to change board meeting day.
Yeah, actually, I brought this just up for consideration because, the Parks Board meeting is the third Wednesday of each month. And Port Commission is the third Tuesday of each month. And Port Commission generally takes a lot of time and focus upon me, on my part, to the point that I don't have adequate time that I think to prepare for this meeting. And it would be, I think I would be able to get more involved and address some of these things on a more timely basis and get more information to you ahead of time of the meeting if it was the following week. But I think,
So-
agreed as well.
Additionally, and in response to not only making it more time convenient for us, because the third week is a tough week for us generally every month anyway. This would give me an opportunity to be caught up with the monthly reports and not a month behind.
Okay,
Because then I'll have the entire full month to report to you rather than just reporting what we did last month.
are y'all suggesting something like the fourth Wednesday?
Yeah.
Yes, I mean,
Okay.
something other than the third week. If,
Okay,
as
and one of the nice things, I guess, about the fourth Wednesday would, some of our actions may be more timely with the next upcoming council meeting.
Yeah, I mean, you would still be.
Because we're always a week behind them and.
Yeah, I mean,
This we could bring stuff to you that we're putting on the council agenda, so you'd be a week ahead.
So do we need some kind of an emotion that we would,
I don't know, I mean, does the ordinance actually give the date?
So I have a copy. I was gonna give them anyways a copy just because we have a few new
I mean, if
members.
it's in the ordinance that it's the third Wednesday, then
Correct.
yes, okay, then we do need to, then it would take 2 readings of the ordinance.
It's gonna happen right away, so we would have to take it to council in August and then in September, and it wouldn't go into effect until October. I mean,
Yeah.
well, I guess technically, if it goes into September, knowingly, if it gets approved in September, we can have the September meeting on the 4th.
Yeah,
If that's what.
if it's an ordinance, then yeah, we'd have to have 2 readings.
so,
Here's a copy for each of you, and it's not just, it's about everything that involves, and, as far as like attendance and everything, I just wanted you guys to have some. If the ordinance changes, the only thing that's gonna change is the actual, date, but everything else would stay the same, unless there's anything that y'all would like to
Change
change on it.
So for now,
is there any,
I'm sorry, for now, it's the 21st.
yeah, it'll
Yeah.
have to be the 21st or at least the August meeting. It
Okay.
may, if everything times out just right, we may
I
be
mean, if
able
you
to.
guys are agreeing, then we can take it as a first reading on August meeting.
That's
second reading
fine.
September.
So
I have no
with
problem.
that, unless there's some objection, would somebody entertain a motion that we make that recommendation to council to move our meeting date to the fourth Wednesday of the
I
month?
so move.
Okay, we
I'll
have a
second.
motion. We have a second over here. All in favor? Alrighty, that concludes our agenda for today, and may now have a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Second.
Motion and plenty of seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
It's time for lunch.
You buying?
Stuff for me.
Have a lot. Already ate lunch.
Brandon,
21st.
where does it say it's the third Monday?
Wednesday.
I'm sure third Wednesday. Cause it just said.
The recreation park shall the board shall.
It just is one regular meeting.
It has, I'm pretty sure.
So if it doesn't specify the day, we can change it.
You know what? Maybe we did, because we changed it from quarterly. Let me keep reading. Maybe when we did, we didn't specify that it had to be the third Wednesday, and we just have always said for it to be the third Wednesday.
Reading under the meeting section. I don't
Yeah.
See anything there?
Yeah, it says
So one regular
32
meeting.
point, or one section.
Two, yeah.
The board shall fix regular meeting dates and regular meeting places.
And actually,
It doesn't have to go, we don't have to change it.
no, but yeah, but we do need a motion to make, so I can put that in the minutes, if so.
We can change it ourselves. It doesn't have to.
Yeah, okay, so, now that we've adjourned the meeting, we have to do,
Minutes are back. Hold
and we, okay.
on, let
We're
me,
going to recommence our recreation and park board meeting to take action on the, item 9. All right, in that case, do we want to go ahead and move our next meeting to August 28th?
Just let's change the regular pattern.
Make a motion to, change it to the 4th.
can we, do we need to withdraw?
Back into the session, right?
Yeah, he came back. He called it back to order right now.
I'll call it back, the meeting back to order.
Okay, so back to agenda. Do they have to withdraw their,
Can rescind that, just make another move.
okay, so,
Yeah, that probably-
Rescind the motion and then
We meet on the fourth Wednesday of the month, which is 28th.
without ordinance.
Second,
Okay, we have a motion.
a second.
We have second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, and with that said, now we are free to schedule our next meeting for August 28th. Okay,
Okay, now
now, may I have a motion to adjourn? I have the motion, we have a second, all in favor?
That's still on Wednesday though.
So.
That
yeah, the
stays.
28th is now our
So Wednesday at noon,
new meeting day.
same bat channel.
Got to change it off my calendar here.